Welcome to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Eric and Rob.
All right. Welcome in, everybody. Once again, we back. This is the final of our Halloween series. Kicking it off here with High Tension, chosen by the ambassador himself. I'm your host, the Real Big E, with my co-host, Rob, the ambassador. How's it going?
It's going good. Happy Halloween, everybody. By the time you hear this one, it'll probably be Halloween. But happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed our horror movie series this month. It only felt right to do. And, of course, we are joined by MJ Book, who's been along the ride for this one. I know how you're doing, but, you know, for the sake of the show, I'm just going to ask anyway. How's it going?
Well, you just said it. My team is losing right now to those cheaters. So not too good right now, but always great to be on here with you guys.
Right on. So I know we did my selection, which was Hereditary, and then we did book selection, which was House of a Thousand Corpses, and we went on two different spectrums with that one. So I was very curious to see how this movie was going to turn out. I know I had seen this movie before because it came out in 2005. I actually got the release date. It was June 10th, 2005. I was working at a movie theater at the time, so I know I've seen it because I was enjoying the fact that I could watch movies for free. So,
that's fun.
Yeah, I mean, but this movie's also 16 years old, so it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I guess either you can get into it now, or you want to get to it during the review as to why you chose this film in particular.
Well, I'll just throw it out there. Some of my horror movies, I just like them a little more intense, a little more violent. And this one had a high violence factor. I don't want to say too much about the plot. We'll get into that, but I just basically enjoyed it for that reason.
Yeah, I just want to put it out there. My selection, it was like one really violent scene, and that was it. Y'all both chose some gory shit.
And I don't know if it's coincidence or if it's any big deal, but all three of our choices, the movie titles began with an H.
Well, Halloween makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't plan that.
No, not at all. That's damn, I didn't even pick up on that. Okay. All right.
That's why he's here. That's why the ambassador's here, man.
That's why he's the ambassador. He picks up on things that we don't. All right. Like I said, High Tension from 2005 was directed. I hope I get this name right. I'm guessing this is Alexandre in French. Alexandre Aja or Aja. I don't know.
I go Aja, but I don't know for sure.
Right. You said he also directed something else. You know, you mentioned it before. Yeah,
he's directed The Hills Have Eyes, the remake of the 70s picture. And then he also directed a movie called Mirrors with Kiefer Sutherland, which I also own. He just has a tendency to make very violent flicks.
That makes sense now, especially The Hills Have Eyes. Like, okay, I could definitely see it now.
And also he directed Piranha 3D, which I have not seen, but I hear is
God. He directed that. Oh,
yeah.
Damn.
He did.
Ooh, That not a good one there.
I never saw it. I think I was working at the theater when it came out, but I never watched it.
It is terrible.
I heard it was bad, but that it was also extremely gory.
It's very gory. If you love gore, that is definitely a movie for you, but it's so goofy. It's so dumb. It's dumb violence.
I have heard that. It's like, they say it's like something you'd see on sci-fi.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, late at night because it's not good enough to be in the day.
I mean, I think every year there's some movies that just barely make it to the theater because of, maybe somebody knows somebody like, hey, can you just put it in there for a little while? Maybe it'll catch on, maybe it won't. I mean, if you go on Netflix, it's a lot of stuff that doesn't hit, but something like Squid Game does. It's the number one show. It's been the number one show the last month, and Netflix never could predicted that, and it's just. Yeah, it is. It is what it is. That review is coming up too because I did finish Squid Game, so that is coming down the pipe.
I'll have to skip that one because I have not watched one episode of Squid Game. I've heard a lot about it, but I'm going to start watching it now that I'm done after tomorrow with all my horror flicks.
Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Okay, let's get into high tension here. Like I said, I had forgot really the direction of this movie, what was going to happen, especially in the beginning. The beginning really throws you off. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. You're like, where are they going with this? I kind of don't want to give away how the movie actually starts because we'll get there. And then we pretty much get Mary and Alex, and they're on this road trip going to see Alex's family. Now, I should mention that this film is French, so I'm guessing they're somewhere in France. And yeah, I mean, normal routine. You got two friends going to see the parents, and then in my mind, just me, I initially thought, okay, well, they're a couple.
Yeah, maybe we should mention that Alex is a female.
Yes, Alex is the female. Two girls, road trip. So yeah, Alex is it's could be either one, but unisex name. That's what I was going for. Jesus. So yeah, and then we cut to a farm with a mom and a little boy named Tommy and the dogs named Hendrix and some creepy dude off on the side in the Jeepers Creepers truck getting head
from a head from a head.
Yeah, and it was not Al Snow.
No, but it could have been. So yeah, this I almost want to go back and I don't know, because I'll try to stick with it and go linear, but I mean it was weird because it was like, okay, this dude's getting his rocks off, whatever, okay. And then he picks up the head and throws it out the driver window. Like, what the fuck is going on?
He was done. What are you supposed to do with it? He was done.
Okay, I guess. So then we cut back to Alex and Marie. Marie is our main character. Let's put that out there. The short hair girl, short hair blonde. And we get to Alex's family house. It's a farm. There's a big cornfield in front of the house, and it's kind of it's. I'm still thinking in my head that they're a couple, but then once they meet Dad and they start talking, I was like, oh, and they start talking about, Alex starts talking about boys and stuff. I'm like, wait a minute. So y'all not?
Well, they were talking about that stuff in the car because she kept calling her a slut because she was having sex with some dude. So it was they established it somewhat early, unless I misheard it. I don't think I did.
You probably did. I mean, remember, I might have missed it. But so this is when I caught on that they weren't a couple, but definitely could tell Marie had a thing for Alex. That was pretty apparent. Especially when Marie goes out to have a cigarette and you see Alex taking a shower and she's creeping on him. I'm like, okay, you laying it on thick, ain't you? And
A little bit.
to go a little further, not only that, she goes to her, guest room and takes care of business, so to speak.
Hey,
I'm like, damn, 21 minutes in, we've had two people masturbating.
no, somebody was getting head. They were masturbating. Somebody was pleasuring them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They just were dead.
And then shit hits the fan because just the dude in the truck comes back to the house and he's ringing the doorbell. I'm like, who? I mean, if any of y'all weren't expecting company and somebody just constantly ringing the door, but when you go to the door with a shotgun or a gun or something, you want to just, hey, baby, hear the doorbell. Let's see who it is.
Especially at that hour.
Right.
Everyone's sleeping. So obviously you're up to no good.
Especially if you had a child in the house too. Like, come on, man. Like, protect your family. You don't just walk up to the, hey, who is it?
Yeah, and this guy was a polite maniacal killer. I mean, he knocked on the door.
Yeah, he knocked and rang the doorbell over. I mean, that's a kind of suspect. Somebody keeps ringing the doorbell. If it ain't the police, I mean, I thought the police usually announce themselves anyway. Usually. Anyway, Dad gets hit. I couldn't tell if he got stabbed in the head or clunked in the head with something. I guess it was that
He got
switchblade.
sliced.
Okay. Because they did a cut. Like the camera, whoever edited this movie, that was a bad shot because they cut right when he was about to attack.
And I gotta say, that cut, dude swaying from way back here when you seeing from the upstairs room, he swings from up here and swings. I'm like, dude, you can now see the blade, and you're just gonna stand there like,
well,
blade.
he was already dumb for going to the front door without a weapon.
That's the first thing I noticed. I'm like, dude, you can see the blade. Just close the door.
And this is when I kind of really like perked up in the movie because he puts his head in the banister and uses the dresser to decapitate him. I was like, oh shit, okay, I'm all right. I'm into this movie now.
He was patient. He patiently killed him.
I don't know how you guys watch it. I own the DVD, and the DVD I own is the unrated director's cut. So I don't know if we saw the same version, but it sounds like so far we did.
Yeah, I watched it dubbed. So I know it's in French, but it was in English. So I didn't do the subtitles.
See, the weird thing on the DVD is that most of the movie is dubbed, but then there are still instances where they use subtitles, which I didn't get.
There are some
at the end
moments.
Yeah.
Well,
the end especially.
Periodically, even when the beginning, when they're in the car, when they start arguing, when they're going slut, 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 it was in French.
Yeah, I didn't get that, but didn't take anything away from the movie for me, really.
No, I was still, able to enjoy it. And Marie seeing all this, and she goes to hide. I mean, so far she's like the smartest person in a horror movie I've ever seen. I mean, she's actually thinking like, okay, what can I do? I move this dresser in front of the door. Oh, shit, it's too heavy. I can't do it. All right, well, let me just make it look like I ain't even here. Make up the bed, hide my shit, and then I'll find somewhere to hide, I guess. And this is why the movie's called High Tension, because this is a very tense segment of the movie. This guy, this is a big, thick trucker guy, nasty, like he hadn't showered in a year, with the jumpsuit on, and he's walking around with all he had is a switchblade, by the way. That's it. But I mean, I guess that's all you need. And him creeping around the room and into the bathroom and checking the faucet. I'm like, okay, now what serial killer is really finna be doing all this? Like, I mean, she did all that, like wipe the sink, make sure that it was dry and all that, but somebody going, oh, the sink's wet. Somebody been here. Somebody in here now. The faucet head is wet.
Well, if it hasn't been touched in a long time, there's no reason for it to be wet.
Well, I mean, people were living there. It wasn't like nobody lived there at all. But he did it wasn't like too far fetched. He checked under the mattress, kind of, sort of. Uh, and he pulled the mattress up. I like that they did it differently instead of having him bend down, look under the bed. His fat ass probably couldn't have looked under the bed anyway. But and then you slowly see that he just barely missed her. You see her feet kind of come back, and yeah, she pretty much got away. Let's see, I have to jump to my notes here. And then we get to Alex. He finds Alex. Alex dumbass slept through all that shit. The dog barking, her dad getting decapitated. I mean, how you sleep through all this shit? Mom then got, involved in this shit. She done got beat up. And this is where I got curious because you could hear them tussling, so to speak. Like Marie could hear them tussling, but it wasn't like he didn't kill her. In the end, he didn't kill her. She was gagged. She was handcuffed and chained. I'm like, why didn't you kill Alex? You killed everybody else without remorse. Even the fucking kid that gets it in the end.
And the dog.
And the dog.
Yep. Dog was the first one to get it.
But Alex,
the first one to die.
So that was kind of the first eyebrow raise, like, okay. And then so he takes Alex out to this truck, right? And man, this fool got superhuman hearing because he can hear Marie shuffling around in the kitchen looking for a knife, and he's turning to Michael Myers on her ass and back in the house. And they do this roundabout way. In any event, she gets in the back of the truck with Alex, and they ride off. What serial killer got victims in the back of their car is gonna stop at a gas station? Like, hello. I mean, I know you need gas, but
you would be surprised. That actually isn't that odd. It really isn't.
Really about to stop for gas. And
it's happened more times than you think.
I know she's gagged and all, but she can still scream.
Yeah. But it's only one guy. He's inside the gas station.
And he's far away.
I don't know how loud you can scream when you're gagged. And let's look, we're watching a horror movie here.
Yeah.
Logic and plausibility is going to go out the window in most horror movies. So this is no different.
Pretty much. Yeah, I felt bad for this gas station guy. I mean, he just looked like he was terrified. It was weird, like they had like a pseudo relationship. Like, he was familiar with this truck driver. And you see Marie kind of sneak out of the truck and get into the gas station. And I don't know, man. I thought about this. Like, I know people have like nervous twitches and some people just get nervous around other people, but I don't know if you would take that into somebody's here. Because I didn't feel like the gas station clerk gave away that Marie was in the gas station. I just felt like he looked nervous. Yes, but dude, look at you. And then look at me. Like, I'd be intimidated either way. But in the end, gas station clerk gets it. I mean, I kind of knew he was going to get it. I mean, it was just, as soon as the guy pulled in, I'm like, yeah, you're dead meat. And he was. Axe to the chest. And I'll take that booze. Give me that whiskey while we at it.
Felt bad for some of that booze.
Yeah. And then we get Marie, who runs down to the bathrooms. She was smart to run to the men's room. I think that was actually clever because thinking, if I go to women's, he's probably going to come in here. So goes to the men's room. He doesn't find her. And he drives off. But then she realizes, oh shit, Alex is in the back of the truck. So I got to go chase her down. So she gets Before we even get there, there's a part in the bathroom where she realizes he's gone, and she washes her face and drinks some water, and then she kind of looks in the mirror, and then there's a music cue, and it's like, what is that? Like she just kind of switched, like something went off. Antennas went up for sure then. So and then the way she was talking to the police or the constables, like trying to get them to come, and she's not answering the questions, and she's just going off and saying, if I blow up the gas station, will you know where I'm at? Oh shit, okay, all right. Now you're angry. You ain't timid no more. You've been kind of scared this entire time. Now she's pissed off. Okay. Takes the keys, takes the clerk's car and runs him down. And now they're in the woods doing this chase scene. And somehow I must have missed it. Maybe I looked away, but I don't know how she ended up in front of him and took the clerk's gun, by the way, but then I guess forgot to check if there was any bullets in the gun, because there wasn't. Dude had all the bullets. And she ends up crashing, getting all cut up and shit, you know. And I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm trying to wait, but I just I've kind of figured it out by this point. What's going on? Because I'm like, this shit ain't adding up no more. Because I'm like, I don't know what this guy's motive is, but the whole time I'm thinking she was really in love with that girl. But she flips the car, turns into Cactus Jack, and gets a barbed wire bat. They kind of get into a scuffle. Her and the guy get into a scuffle, and he chokes her out. I don't know where he got a bag from. I'm gonna have more questions after we get through this, but
well, there was crap all over the place.
Chokes her out, but eventually she comes to and beats the shit out of him with that barbed wire bat. And of course, it's a horror movie, so he's not quite dead, and she still has to suffocate him with the bag. And then that's it, right? Saves the day. She's the hero, the protagonist. Then we kind of cut back to the gas station where the constables finally show up, and then we see the tape, the camera tape. Because I was thinking that too, like ain't there a camera with this big dude just axed this man in the chest? And you see the video, and this is where we get the big reveal. This entire time, it's been Marie, all in her head. You see the footage. She's running in the gas station with the axe and chops dude in the chest, and that's when you know. And that's why the entire time that Marie and Alex were in the back of that truck, Alex was not happy being back there with her nutty ass. So when Marie goes to cut Alex out of chains and take the handcuffs off and all that, and Alex got it. I forget, where did she get the? Maybe it was the knife from the house, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So she had the knife from the house, and they get into a scuffle, and she gets away, and she stabs I believe she stabs Marie, right? Or cuts Marie.
Cuts
Yeah,
her in
she
the
does
face
across
and
the
then
face.
stabs
Like
her.
you see the scar in the back. Yeah, you can see the scar. If a book moves, that's the scar there.
And that's the last straw. Damn it. About to get your ass now. Goes to the front of the truck and gets the saw going. And chasing Marie through the woods with this saw. Now, I don't know why they kept cutting back to the image of the man, because now we know who it really is. Or maybe they just want us to understand that I guess she's schizophrenic, or she has a split personality, one of the two. And we get to this part with the chainsaw, and she's about to saw Alex in half, and she's just saying, "You don't love me, you never loved me," and Alex admits she does, and of course, kind of a typical movie trope. She lets her guard down, and then Alex takes a crowbar and jabs it through because she's got super strength all of a sudden too. Jabs the crowbar through Marie's shoulder, and that's where we get the Marie back in her crazy state, saying nothing will come between us. I won't let anybody come between us, and that's what she was saying when the movie first turned on. And when I give my grade, I'm gonna say why I have a huge problem with that. But that's pretty much. We cut to a scene in the mental hospital, kind of referring back to the beginning of the movie where Marie is heavily sedated, but you can just tell that Alex came to check on her, I guess, one last time. And we cut the credits.
Now, can I ask something?
Yeah, of course.
Did you didn't mention it, but I just wonder, was it in the version you guys saw where when they were in the forest and after Marie grabs the saw that you spoke about and Alex is running, there's a driver that comes along.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that in your version? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. You didn't mention that. I just want to make sure you saw that.
Yeah.
He got the saw pretty good.
Oh yeah, he got destroyed by it.
Oh yeah, she put the saw through the windshield and cut Buddy up, man. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Now that was maybe that was why I didn't talk about it, because that pissed me off. Because like all he did was swerve to the side, and now your car won't start.
I hated that as well, because that's a big cliche with horror movies, the non-starting car. I mean, the car was running fine when he came along,
Right.
but then all of a sudden wouldn't start. Yeah, when he was trying to get away.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Maybe it's a very old car.
Yeah, you deserve to get cut up then. Just this dumbass shit.
I got my ass out of that car and ran so fast.
Yeah, fuck this car.
Yeah, I said, girl, you better be able to run, because
yeah. I did enjoy the movie though. I did. Not quite as tense as maybe I just thought Hereditary had more tension because it was like family stuff and I have a family. Maybe that's why. But this still was. There was some very tense moments, and I liked the score. I really did enjoy the score. I think they featured that score in the trailer as well. I have to ding the movie though. And I don't know if this is the director's choice, but you kind of gave away. If somebody was really thinking about it, they could have figured out the movie 15 minutes in, or 20 minutes in, really, if they had just paid attention to how the movie started. And then how it ended, you kind of get it. But I wouldn't have started the movie with Marie, saying what she was saying. I won't let anybody come between us, because that was kind of the whole thing. She killed Alex's whole family just to have Alex to herself. And that's the only thing I'm thinking on. But I'd still highly recommend it, and I'm still gonna go ahead and give this a B+. I really enjoyed it. I'll probably check it out with my wife. I have her watch it. Definitely. But Book, I'm gonna have you go next, and then let Rob close us out.
Okay, this was first time I'd seen this movie. I don't think I really ever heard of it before, so it was interesting to see what this movie was going to give me. And oh boy. Okay. What the fuck? This was worse than Hereditary.
What?
Worse.
Oh man. I don't understand anymore.
Rob,
I think this is the only reason he comes on the podcast.
Rob,
Just shit on stuff.
Rob, you're my cousin, you're my boy, you're my brother. Love you. You know, if anybody messes with you, I'm there. But what the fuck, bro? This was one of the dumbest. You and I did worst movies ever. I'm not shitting you. Had we not done this, this is going on. This is totally going on. This was dumb, stupid, boring. Not as boring as Hereditary, but stupid. Eric, you said you could figure this out in about 15, 20 minutes. You already knew that she was in love with her just by the way she was sitting there when she was out there smoking. You could tell. When dude had his arm way back there, I'm like, who does that? Okay, fine. I'll let that go. The way she's acting upstairs, why are you acting like that? Little weird, but whatever. The bed, flipping the bed. Who searches a bed like that? Just lift in the corner. I mean, they either ignore it or they flip it or they find the person. He just lifted the little corner. So I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense. He skips past the kids' room and the other girl's room to go upstairs. Now, we know that happens because right at the beginning, when she's walking in, you can see that she has to walk past those rooms to get up there. So it's like, what killer is skipping two people to go up there? That didn't make sense to me. I'm like, something's up here. Plus, she's like the ultimate spy. She's able to be so silent. I'm like, who does this in the gas station? The way she talked to the cop on the phone, who acts like this? Nobody acts like that.
White people do. Yes, they do.
No one acts that dumb. No. So I'm like, this is not making any sense. Yeah. No one acts like this. This is stupid. You have got to be insane. And the second I said insane, it started clicking. I'm like, okay. Because they made a real point to show us the camera was there. And I'm like, okay, the camera's going to be focused. The camera's important. And then it's the whole fucking stupid thing that she's the killer the whole time. This was so fucking dumb. Rob, this is so stupid.
Okay, can I go now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, first, I think looking for too much logic in a horror movie, that's just stupid anyway. I mean, that we don't watch horror movies for logic, first of all. Second of all, I've got to mention this. We each chose a movie here. Book by far chose the worst movie of the three. He gives his movie a B and gives both of ours Fs.
I admit my movie is shit.
Well, if it's
I admit my movie is shit.
But you give it
it's a guilty pleasure. It's a guilty pleasure.
Your movie was by far the worst of the three, by far. But yours gets a B. Both of ours get Fs. I just think it says something about this podcast, the threesome on this podcast. I would give this movie a C. And I would give it a C because it gave me what I wanted. I wanted to see a violent movie. It was an intense movie, but the whole twist, the way that was constructed was just poor. And I didn't like the twist. And, it was predictable. And I'm just like, the twist is a good idea, but if you're going to do something like that, you have to construct it well, and they didn't. It was predictable, and it was just, to me, it just took away from the movie. So I can't go B, but this is a guilty pleasure for me. I watch this one almost every Halloween because it's just brutally violent, and I think it's, look, I just get tired of the basic slasher. This one was a lot more, and it was just like I said. I saw the unrated director's cut. Totally brutal, totally violent, and it just gives me what I go for in a movie. But do I think it's a great movie? Well, hell no, I don't. But most horror movies that I watch, I don't think are great movies. That's not why I really watch horror movies, to see great ones. I want to see people killed, and I want to see violence. And this one delivered plenty of that.
I disagree with both of you then. I thought it was good. I thought it was one of the better. I guess that's because, just to piggyback off what Rob said, a lot of horror movies ain't good. So,
I mean, there are some I like that I think are good, but most of them I don't think are good. But I watch it for the violence.
Oh yeah,
I love Halloween. But come on. Michael Myers has been killed how many times, and he's still alive, killing people 40 years later. Not really plausible, but I like it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think we all can agree on one thing: the twist, if you want to call it that, it's not. It wasn't executed very well. They kind of, and like I said, they played their hand at the beginning of the movie,
They show their hand.
Yep.
And that's a directorial mistake.
Blunder.
All right, but I still think there's entertainment value in this movie because you're kind of if you just take it for what the movie is, you are still wondering who is this dude that's just deciding to kill this family, and what's the motive? You're just wondering what the motive is. I mean, is he just crazy and wants to kill one family? I don't know, but I still enjoyed it. I think there's a dynamic that says are people that crazy that you love someone so much that doesn't love you back that you were willing to take out everybody close to them to have them to figuratively have them to yourself?
The answer is yes.
I've heard some stories. We
So
all
that-
have.
The answer
that-
is
if you
very
watch the
much
news-
yes.
That's kind of why I guess why I enjoyed it because it's that it made you think like, damn, I guess there are people that really think like that. Like, I would be willing to take out everybody around you to have you to myself. And I think that's interesting. I do. Same thing with Hereditary. I think it's interesting how people grieve when you lose somebody. We all grieve differently, and depending on the person, you may just take it as what it is. Some people, it all hurts, but hurts differently at different levels. I lost my grandmother this year. Really, really, that's a tough one, but it's tougher when I come to Iowa to visit because, like I said, I always made sure I would see her, and it's just different now. But
I gotta say, we all picked definitely 3 eclectic movies. Definitely 3 movies that couldn't be closer to each other. 3 movies that are complete different spectrums of horror. They all start with an H. I mean,
well, this was not even an American film, so I appreciated that too. But it didn't really. I guess it was dubbed very well, so I couldn't really. Nothing about the dubbing took me out of the film at all. Like that was never an issue. So, yeah, I mean, I liked it. I would watch it again. I probably would watch it with the wife. I don't think
I can't watch this one with my wife. She stays far away from horror movies, and from this one, I don't think she's ever seen this one. This is one I would not watch with her because it's just too brutal.
I don't think she'd like it.
No.
I know she doesn't like.
She
does not like that. She's not going to watch stuff like that.
No, she just doesn't like horror movies. Period. Anymore. She doesn't watch them at all.
She's not going to watch this.
She doesn't watch any horror movie now.
Well,
even Halloween.
I guess I got lucky because my wife loves some horror movies. But hey, what do you all think? If you haven't seen this movie, I say go check it out. Rob,
stay away from it.
No,
don't watch this.
Give it a
Mike,
shot.
they're
something
not
better.
Mike, they're not listening to you.
Watch something better. Watch something better.
No, you want them to watch House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah,
no, I said that's stupid. No, I'm not saying that either.
Okay, anybody who has seen these 3 films, anyone who has seen these 3 films, know you picked the worst one and know you gave it the highest grade. No one is listening to you.
That's not true.
That's hard to argue. But coming up, we do have to jump back into the Rocky series. We got, I know Book you watched already, but we do got to jump back in and get to the rundown. So we got that coming up. And make sure you check out.
Didn't we do the rundown?
We haven't done it yet, no.
No, we did Scorpion King.
We did Scorpion King. We didn't do rundown yet.
We scheduled it, but we never got
check out our Crown Jewel,
yeah.
WWE Crown Jewel review. If you like people arguing, that's definitely a show to check out. It's
pretty much any of the shows with the 3 of us, there's going to be arguing.
I'm the heel. It's cool. I'm the heel.
check that show out. And then, like I said, we got coming up. We're getting back into the Rocky series with the rundown. And I do want to do this with the guys because I know this is one we're not split on at all. And I don't know why it took this long to do. But
Oh no.
for November, at some point in November, I do want to review Joker.
Oh,
Yeah, the review for Joker.
okay, great.
So
Oh, you don't have to fight me on that one.
I know.
Well, we know there won't be any fireball drink on that one from
No.
now.
Oh no, no fireball for that one. I'm already telling you my grade on that one. That's an A.
I just feel like we should it's more so just like a breakdown of the movie and then what we liked about it. I mean, we all love that movie. It's not even a question of the matter. But I just feel like we're doing these now.
I just want to throw a quick. Oh,
So, but go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. Quick question. Full Gear next weekend. Are we doing that show? Are we gonna spend the money for it?
Oh yeah.
Is that next week?
It's next Saturday.
Ooh.
Damn, that snuck up.
Yeah, that did sneak up.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, I'll be
speaking
ready.
of, I don't know if this happened to y'all. That Ghostbusters thing,
Ugh.
I had to turn the TV off.
I thought you would
turned
like
it
it.
off.
I thought you would like it.
No, it was so stupid. It was so stupid. Adam Cole, you came all the way over there to dress like a goddamn Ghostbuster. And we got the
Well-
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man over there. No.
Well, that was Hangman Page was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
And
Yeah.
plus, what pissed me off is there's no black one, no Winston Zedmore. So I was pissed off overall. So no, that was dumb. Dumb.
I read this, and I don't know. Look, I read it on the internet. I read that they actually wanted to do the match with the theme of Squid Game, but some of the higher ups felt like Ghostbusters would be a little more recognizable to people.
I got to tell you, Tony Khan is starting to worry me. He is starting to worry me. I get it. You want them to have their freedom, but you need to say, hey, look, that's stupid.
Oh no. He I don't know if y'all caught this, but he actually took the power of creative away from Bucks, Kenny, and Cody. He does all the decision making. So anything done,
That's what
he has to approve.
and that's what I'm saying. He's starting.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was actually great. I mean, it fit what they do. And to answer your question, why Adam Cole chose AEW over WWE. Look, the man has a Twitch channel with gaming, and a lot of those wrestlers make way more money with their Twitch than they do with their wrestling contract. And WWE was not going to let him have it. So it's like, and then you wanted him to be a manager. Like, no.
Yeah.
I go hang out with my boys. I'll keep my Twitch channel, and I'm gonna ball out and have fun.
And his ladies over
busy
there.
one day.
I'm
his
thinking
woman
worse
is
of
over
Adam Cole now than I did over there.
Well, that's because you didn't see him in NXT when he was in his prime.
And I've
I mean,
always
but you're
said
just
that.
you're just picking
I've
on
always
Adam
said
Cole.
that.
You're just picking on Adam Cole, but I mean,
Oh, the Bucks.
Yeah, you
Oh,
won't talk
trust
about
me.
Kenny.
The Bucks pissed me off too.
Yeah, they
Kenny
were all
pissed me.
aggressive.
They all
but
look
you're
like a
just
bunch of
picking on Adam
idiots.
Cole, though. Yeah, but you're just picking on
They
Cole.
all look like friggin' idiots. Every single one of them.
Okay, well, finally now you say that.
They
it was
all
just
look like idiots.
all Cole,
Why do you
Cole,
think I
Cole.
turned it off? Why do you think I turned it off?
Okay, no, I get it, but you just kept saying Cole. You didn't mention the other ones.
Because he's from all I've heard, I want to see what this man can do, and I still haven't seen it. And I want to. I want to.
Okay, I hear you. But we all have told you time and time again of shows to watch, and you haven't chose not to watch them. That's not our fault. We told you what to watch. That's on you.
Look, I will admit, in 2021, Cole has not been the wrestler he was in 2020. I'm hoping that when AEW gets him out of Ghostbusters outfits and gets him in some real matches with real people, we'll see the real Adam Cole. But
That's what I'm saying.
In 2021, but in 2021, he was going through this transition and WWE wasn't doing him right, which is why he eventually left. But yeah, I'll admit the 2021 Cole has not been as good as the 2020 Cole. I mean, I think anybody can admit that.
That's all I'm saying.
I think you mean 2019 Cole, because 2019 Cole was rare form when he was
Yeah,
champion.
maybe you're right. Yeah,
for a
2019 was
year.
November 2019 when we saw the War Games in
War
Chicago.
Games, yeah.
And that was that whole year Cole was on point. So yeah, it has
Right.
been a while since we've seen Cole at that level.
Right. But if you're somebody that's never seen him there, then you won't get it. That's why I say you should go back and watch Takeover War Games 2019. Every takeover in 2019, pretty much, he's the main event. And all his matches are gold. All of them.
Isn't that going to piss me off more?
Well,
Seeing the greatness, isn't that going to piss me off more? Seeing these great highs. I mean, the space is real small here between the high I've seen and what I'm seeing now. Isn't that going to make the space even more, which is going to piss me off even more?
I mean, it shouldn't, but you got to remember.
At least you'll know that the potential is there. At least you'll know that the skill is there. He just, for whatever reason, it just hasn't translated in a while. Like I said, he's not that guy he was in 2019, but all wrestlers have up and down, like I've always heard, and I'm not dissing on Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is one of the greatest I've ever seen, but when I hear he's the greatest in the world, and then I like you, I came in late to the Kenny party. So when I finally saw him, for me, it was a bit of a disappointment. But I didn't see his New Japan work. So, if I go back and look at that, I'll probably say, wow, okay, people were right with what they were saying. But the kid like you, the Cole you've seen, underwhelmed. That's how I am with Kenny. Kenny I've seen, underwhelmed. But I didn't see the old Kenny Omega.
And I get it. I'm just saying the Ghostbuster thing just pissed me off. It was so stupid.
Wow, that's surprising to me. For whatever reason, I thought you would like that because I don't really like stuff like that either. The previous night on SmackDown, they had Shinsuke and Boogs in a trick or treat fight, and they were using pumpkins, and Madcap Moss got his face stuck in a barrel of candy apples. He came up with an apple in his mouth, and it was just, I hate stuff like that.
The Bucks and Omega, they're all so pissing me off. I could tolerate the goofiness a little bit, but it's really wearing thin. It's so wearing thin. It's getting to that Miz and Morrison BS. It's starting to approach that.
Okay. Well, I know we don't want to drag on. But one thing I'll ask you, Big E, you mentioned that we need to watch Rampage. I have not watched it. Don't give away anything, but is there something significant on Rampage that happened that we should see?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not a thing.
I was all jacked up.
TNT pulled the plug on that.
You can just skip it.
Oh.
You can just skip. Rampage is a joke.
I'm disappointed. I thought we were going to see a significant wrestler make a debut or something.
He had a couple of days left.
He pulled the plug on that. That's all.
Damn. Mm-hmm. Well, look, maybe Full Gear next week. We'll see.
Maybe.
All right. Well, hey, we'll put our money together, and I guess buy that book. We could have went to that one. That's in Minnesota. But I'm not blown away by the card.
I'm not blown away by the card, and I already dumped a bunch of money in for the All Out, and that's the show that was worth.
Yeah, and we're doing Mania.
Which day?
Well, here's the thing. I checked. I made reservations at a hotel near the venue months ago, and I checked the reservations. I have us booked from Friday until Monday, so we're covered.
Okay. Well,
certain man better get inducted into something.
Man, if we buy these tickets,
he better get inducted. That's all I'm saying.
And we get there to Texas and find out he ain't going in.
I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be really pissed.
It's still now we gotta remember now, Mania. I don't know why they're doing this shit still, but I know why. Because they just don't know how to take people off the card and money, yes. But at the same time, it costs a shit ton of money to rent a stadium that big. And you want to fill it up 2 nights back to back? That's asking a lot. That's asking a whole lot. But yeah.
If we buy tickets to both nights, even for halfway decent seats for 2 nights, we're paying well over $100 for both nights.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for the combination of the 2 nights. Yeah, and those are going to probably be for seats that aren't that great. If we want good seats for both nights, we're probably going to spend a couple of hundred.
I plan to spend at least, if you're talking 2 nights of Mania in Texas, you're probably gonna spend about $400. Just being realistic.
Steep,
unless you want to,
I'm going to save my money, but boy,
that is steep. That's very steep.
You're gonna be $400. But it's 2 nights. I'm saying 2 nights, $400.
That's steep, especially if a certain man doesn't get inducted.
I get it, but that's steep.
But we paid 2.
Yeah, and if the card doesn't shape up to be, see, for me, the only reason I'm going to Dallas is because I think, look, we say a certain man, let's just say his name. Everybody knows who we're talking about, Taker. We want to see if Taker's going to be inducted. That's why me and Book want to go so badly. Otherwise, I would wait until the next year to go to Los Angeles. I've never been to California. And if the plans are true, The Rock and Roman is going to headline that Mania. And that's where I'd like to go to that one. But with Taker, one of my all-time favorites, being inducted into the Hall of Fame, I can't miss that.
I don't know. But I'm just keeping it real. You know, the prices ain't going down for WWE.
No,
definitely not.
And in LA, the tickets are probably going to be even higher, especially if The Rock is on that card. Imagine what those tickets are going to go for.
Yeah. Just start putting your pennies away now.
If I go to Dallas, I'm not going to LA. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah, I can't do that 2 years.
No,
that's a year that I got to save. Yeah.
I can't do Mania look, man, there's other places I want to go, things I want to do. I love Mania, but I'm not doing it every year. I want to go to Hawaii, France, Italy. You know, I'm not going to go to Mania every year.
Shit, cool with me. I had no.
If it was closer, maybe I'd think about it.
They got to come back to the Midwest sometime.
It's not. It's first of all, we don't have. Well, outside of the Viking Stadium, there's really not.
Yeah, US Bank would be perfect.
There's really not an attraction in the Midwest.
But US Bank would be perfect, though. I mean, and I guess the weather, you can't do it like at Soldier Field because of the weather. You never know what kind of weather you're gonna get. Yeah,
no roof. Yeah, Minnesota's. That's it. That's the perfect one.
Yep. All right, everybody. Well, we hope that you enjoyed our review of this movie, High Tension. Be on the lookout. I guess next week we'll be doing Full Gear, AEW. And then sometime in November, we'll be doing the Rundown and Joker. And
later in the month, Survivor Series.
Maybe someday we'll do these finishing moves.
Finishing moves.
We have to double up.
Because I keep seeing them. The pictures are on my thing. I keep seeing them.
And my list is done. You know, not like I don't have it done. I have it done. Yep.
Hey, well, at least the listeners know we're going to keep content coming. We're going to have lots of content coming.
Everything is we got a schedule. It's coming. It's all coming. So check out the feed, the YouTube feed. There's always other content that's strictly for YouTube, and there's content that's going to be strictly podcast, strictly audio. Check out Halloween Havoc. Myself and the ambassador did a review on Halloween Havoc in the XT.
Good episode, by the way.
And
it was good.
I enjoyed it, especially when we talk about Malcolm Bivens. But
oh geez,
I like Bivens. I'm sorry, man. I like him. Yo, big ass ain't 205 pounds. That cracked me up.
Y'all check out the Countdown podcast and hosted by MJ Book, and we'll be
just added some new content for YouTube exclusively. The mini count, first one's up, counting down 5 best hot 5 Halloween movies, and after this, I'm going to be recording favorite horror characters.
I did watch it. Disagree, but you know.
Wow, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
We rarely agree anyway. I would expect you to agree with me.
It is what it is. But we appreciate y'all watching and listening. You can always listen on our all your favorite podcast platforms, whether it be Apple to iHeartRadio. Just check us out. And we appreciate you. Ambassador, take us home.
All right. Well, hey, Biggie, you just said it. Listeners, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We want to hear from y'all. Keep saying it. Getting vaccinated. I'm getting my booster on Monday. Looking forward to it. Getting more protection.
Yep. Yeah, I guess one day we might not have to wear a mask and get shots every fucking year, but maybe not. I don't know.
Well, it ain't going to happen unless more people get vaccinated. The more people that get vaccinated, the more the numbers are going down.
Well, all the
I
people
just remembered there's a listener of you guys' show who wanted me to tell you first that they love the show. Rob, you're their favorite.
Oh, wow.
Sorry,
okay,
Eric.
well, thank you.
They
Whoever
wanted me
that.
to say it. They wanted me to say it, so I'm saying
I
it.
appreciate it.
They love you too,
appreciate it.
Eric. They just love that you bring the words was sense to the show.
Oh,
So,
well, that sounds like a put down to
that's saying me and Eric are crazy, but
I think it's their way of saying Rob being the old guy brings a little
no.
history
They're not
to
going
the
old.
show.
They're not going old, but they did have a recommendation they wanted me to tell you.
Oh, okay.
They had a recommendation.
Okay.
They wanted you to review a pay-per-view.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, look, I'm always saying, hey, well, let's hear from you. So, okay, let's hear it.
Yeah. Let's see if- we'll
WrestleMania.
talk about it
They
once
want
we-
you to review WrestleMania 10.
10.
Oh,
Okay. We could do that one.
yeah.
They want you to review WrestleMania 10. So
Okay.
I said I'd pass the message. So the
Well,
message has been
hey, let's
passed.
put it in the hopper and get it done.
Yeah. Let's do it. Thank you again, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Catch y'all in the